So YouTube, let's do this shit.
I'm Stephen.
I'm Paul.
And this is Mind the Gap.
So, we were at Resonate, as you might have seen from the little intro thing. Courtesy of Stephen.
Cheers.
Very good work.
You're welcome. Cheers. Thanks. See
so,
bye. That's me done.
He's off. Stuck with me.
Cool.
So, we're going to run you through, obviously, what we got up to. So, Stephen, where do we head to first?
Well, first of all, we're going to show you this. We were using the power of our eyes to play games. I mean, just our eyes. Nothing else. Nothing else. Now, these guys, specialeffects.org, they make accessibility available for everybody. So some people will have physical disabilities that may limit their ability or even stop them from being able to play any games whatsoever. But these guys and other charities like them, they get software together and they use things like Microsoft's accessibility or adaptive controller, which is awesome, by the way. Pretty cool piece of kit. Very unique, very awesome, very modular, which is what you need to allow everybody to play games. The system that we were using was designed specifically for one kid who could not use any part of his body other than he could only move his head and his eyes. That's literally it. The first one of us to take a shot was Paul. As you can see, his eyes are gone places, but he's here, isn't he? How did you find it?
So, as you can see here, I was sitting in front of a laptop, had an iris scanner, bottom left. Now first you had to calibrate it, we got all through that, that was well and dandy. It was an interesting experience, so you might see me there just sort of messing about. There's a couple of times where I had a look at the options to try and select an ability or like a function, and maybe not like loaded entirely, so I had to like, you know, concentrate on it more. I was really guilty of moving my head. Now, to reiterate, it's really just your eye movement that's tracking. So yeah, had a shot of the advanced features as well, where all the functions are condensed into the one menu, so it's easier for people to use. But if you're really trained on it and you use it a lot, you know, you'll be a lot more fluent in how to work it. As you can see for mine, I was just digging up some random dirt and I was stuck underground and I could not get up. So that was one of the things that I don't think any of us managed to figure out, was how to build. No, I couldn't open menus or anything, but do you know what? It was amazing and I really, really enjoyed having a shot of it. So I sort of described it as a different level of looking. So it wasn't just observation, it was analysing, it was, you know, directing yourself with your eyes. Very, very strange, but after just 10 minutes of playing, I stood up and sort of felt like I was back in the room and it all rushed back to me at the same time, which is a really, really weird feeling. If you've ever tried the black and white hypnosis circle things that spin and you look at them for 60 seconds and then the room spins, try doing that for 10 minutes. That's how I felt. Well, hi. That's pretty much how I felt after I was using it. I got up and just didn't have a clue who I was or who.
Wasn't even that. I was literally just thinking, as soon as you mentioned the black and white spinny thing, you know that, I can't remember for the life of me the name of it. The Robot and Robot Wars with the spinning disc. It was my favourite, but I can't remember the name of it.
No idea.
Oh, you know,
let us know in the comments below.
Ah, Jesus.
So
it was my favourite.
We'll drop a link to those guys. They go out and they actually help fit the equipment in people's houses as well, which is amazing.
Pretty cool. And these things do cost a lot as well. These guys will also help you with costs if you need it to fit this stuff up for either yourself or a loved one. So get these guys checked out. It was awesome. And trust me, your eyes will be next level strong. Your eyes will have biceps by the time you finish playing that game.
And triceps. And what's the other muscles in the body?
Every other muscle. Tongues. So after our eyes were absolutely knackered, we wanted to give them a little bit of rest away from some screens. So we went to play some board games. The first one that we tried was Warhammer. A pretty new version of Warhammer. So this is the Champions version. Made by PlayFusion. They gave us a cheeky few free packs of cards.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Which was awesome, exactly. These cards are really nice, really unique. There's also a pairing app as well, which was pretty cool. And you can also get with each card, I'll just go over this just quickly because this is really cool. Probably the first and only board game or card game, sorry, that I've ever seen. That you can have 2 of the same card. Imagine having a double a Pokemon card. However, if you add it to the app, that one card can only ever be added by one person.
Yeah.
Because as you can see on the edge of each card, there is literally little cutouts, and that's a unique code that when you scan it, that card is then yours, owned by you, no one else, just you, that's it. See you bye. Not even if you give it to someone else, they can't add it. They have to have your account.
Yeah.
But once it's added, it's in your deck and you can play it online, obviously offline as well. But we played this game. I went totally undefeated. It was a very difficult game. Don't even ask me how to play it because it's still very vague. But Paul, how did you fare?
Sharp. So I got smashed, for lack of better words. Not even the good smashed after a couple of beers, but yeah, annihilated. I loved the game, really interesting, but very hard. A lot of rules. Yeah, my brain just couldn't quite grasp it.
So you got smashed.
Yeah, I'm up for another go. We'll use our free packs. Again, thank you for getting into that again in the future. We also played a board game called Catan. That was my favourite, and I really thought that I was going to win that one until you pulled it at the bag last minute.
Oh, yes.
Fair play to you. But I was winning. I just want to make a note of this. I was winning most of the game. I was conning everybody out of cards. It was good stuff. I just wasn't quite good enough, but that's fine. So Catan, that's kind of like we played the Game of Thrones version, which you build settlements using like resources by rolling dices. It depends on where settlements are, which resources you get, and how much resources you get from the dice you roll and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You also need to build roads and really cool.
So Settlers of Catan, obviously, it's an older game and it's been out for a very long time. The Game of Thrones version as well, that's been out for a couple of years now, but there is some awesome other games and even variations. I would also recommend you check out the Fallout 4 game. It's not a Catan version of the game, but it's a game that you can actually play solo as well as with multiple people as well. Definitely check that out. But Catan, there's lots of different variants and expansions as well. And the Game of Thrones one actually adds in a unique twist. So if you've ever played Catan standard board game before, this one actually forces the unique version of you have to try and work together as a team, which I managed to use to my advantage because I managed to steal some resources to put what was called a knight on the wall to stop any of the wildlings coming through. But that allowed me to just hold off for an extra turn. I won. Hands down. After that though, we went and we got some free Red Bulls right next to the retro game section, which was banging, absolutely banging. So the retro game section, we played a little bit of the hardest game ever, which we gave up on. So it was Star Wars Return of the Jedi, played on the Nintendo Classic, was it? Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
It was a Super Nintendo.
The one with the sticky out game.
Oh my god. It's like every old console had a sticky out game. But yeah, we played that on the Super Nintendo. We went Chewie, we went Leia, and we went Luke, and every single one of them were absolutely diabolical, and we died every single time. So yeah, that was that. Then we're moving on. We played Super Smash Bros on the GameCube. That lovely trusted console right there. That little beautiful thing right there.
It was just such a machine.
But we played it on there. I went Kirby. Kirby's the best. I beat everybody, obviously. It was class.
I guess the narrative is I've pretty much lost everything so far. Moving on. Let's not linger on that. So next section we moved over to was the 18 plus section. So that involved Call of Duty Black Ops 4. We had PUBG in there as well. And that one was a bit of a funny one because it was an 18 plus section. It was behind a big wall thing and everything. And there was some kids there.
But one of the things that really annoyed me though was the fact that it took quite a lot of time for them to actually get it up and running. There was a lot of issues on the day and it just made it a little bit difficult. But one thing we were able to reminisce on, just following on from the retro gaming, was split screen Call of Duty, especially zombies. How good was the zombies?
That was good. Which actually counted as one of the points I was just about to make, but the zombies split screen was class.
It was so good.
What the point I was literally just about to make, I really missed the fact that there was no online functionality for Call of Duty. There was for PUBG because there's no way to play it, without internet. But for Call of Duty, there was no online function.
Paul was lost. Paul was lost without it.
I kind of expected to turn up, and Call of Duty's my thing, so I kind of expected to turn up, grab a controller, grab a booth, and just crack out some games. I thought there was going to be a wee bit of a leaderboard, a bit of competition. I just wanted to win something because I'd lost everything else.
He lost everything, absolutely everything. He lost his meal deal, he lost Warhammer, he lost Catan, he lost Super Smash Bros. Twice.
I lost my mind.
Pretty much. The last thing that we got to check out was so cool. The Predator van by Acer, that was fantastic. So that one, they had 3 different PCs, all different specs. One was £2,000.
Laptops and £1,000.
1,000.
Yeah.
2,000 to 2,500 and 5,000 was it?
5,000.
And I'm pretty sure the top spec, if you really outspec that one, or they said they had a 4th one, that may be the one that was on the back wall, that was like 15,000. It was like fully modular.
You couldn't play that one.
It was just stuck there. Yeah. But a lot of money. But these laptops technically shouldn't be called laptops because as soon as one of them had the power source unplugged for all of 2 minutes, it was dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, 4K gaming, it was minimum 120 hertz. It was all the way up to, I think the one at the end was 144 hertz. It was like a weird random number.
Yeah.
But rest assured, Paul didn't have to use the mouse and keyboard. We had Xbox One controllers. Oh yes, oh baby, let's go. So we were playing, I don't even know what game it was.
Some racing game.
Some racing game. It was a rally game. I think it was World Rally Championships, WRC. But anyway, so we were kind of guff at it. We were kind of crap. But it was one of the weird things where the physics engine in that game was pushed to the absolute extreme because these machines were able to run so well. It felt so strange to be playing a game that every input, every tiny, minute movement, it was just...
Yeah, it was flawless.
The car was gone places, put it that way. And it wasn't anywhere near the road.
In my case, it was off the side of a cliff.
This is true.
6-second penalty for that.
I actually once incurred an 18-second penalty. At that point, I gave up on life.
I mean, to be fair, it's pretty impressive that driving off a cliff, it only took them 6 seconds to get it back on the track. So, I mean,
that's actually kind of true.
They were rendering in 4K, which was impressive, but getting cars from at the bottom of a cliff to the top of the cliff again in 6 seconds, I would say that's more impressive.
Next level computing.
If you're looking somewhere to spend your money, then don't buy AA. Breakdown insurance, just buy a 5K laptop. They'll cover you in 6 seconds.
One of the best things though I found about that, one of the cool things I took away from it was, being a console gamer, I was able to really appreciate why PC gamers play on PC. Definitely, I've never you get all the reasons for it and stuff, but I've never really took to the whole, is it worth the investment? That to me was like, yes, because you could be a console gamer and slowly transition. This is what I realised, because you could play with the controllers and stuff and slowly transition into PC gaming, but adapt, use the controllers, and then when you really want to get into proper competitive gaming, if you're going to play things like PUBG or Fortnite, you get yourself a proper mouse so you can build quick and fire quick, and you can look quick. Definitely, it was one of those things I realised, and it was pretty awesome. One of our friends, Declan, that was there, he was on the very far end one, and the fastest time on that day was 3 minutes and 12 so far by anyone.
Yeah, I think it was a bit less. It was like 3 minutes 8 or something.
3 minutes and 8. Anyway, he wanted to beat the fastest time, and I think he got 3:05 to 3:02 seconds.
3:05.
3:05. So he managed to beat it, but it took a lot of graft for him to do that and a hell of a lot of concentration. As you say, the physics engine is so good, so you properly had to make sure your braking was on point, your acceleration was on point, your turning was on point. Everything just had to be on point. But that aside, I was absolutely class. Really cool to see that and just experience that, because that's something I probably would never have tried unless I went there and actually done it. But it's just totally crazy. But yeah, that was probably my favourite thing of the day, was experiencing that, because that really rounded up the whole day.